Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream by Lumino. Thank you for coming. Today's a great day. It's our first stream of the year. We're very happy about it. It's the first of many. And before we start, I'd like to remember those who are watching us either on YouTube or Facebook. If you're watching it live, you can send in your questions in the chat. So use the chat, send in your questions. We're going to select a few questions and ask our guest live. Thank you once again for coming. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can know about the next stream. Click on the notification bell so you can be notified about it. Do all the things you have to do so you don't miss anything from our channel. And after the stream, just go to luminocenter.com to subscribe to our newsletter. It's very important that you subscribe to our newsletter because that's where we send all the news, all the information, all the good stuff about our guests and about our programs. And if you love photography, if you love cinematography, you really don't want to miss on our newsletters. And now I'm going to kick to my dear friend, Denise Gardner, so she can talk about today's guest. Hi, Denise. Hi, Bill. Hi, Denise. How are you? Happy New Year. And tell us all about our guest today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2021's first episode of Lumino Presents. Of course, Rodrigo said I'm Denise Gardner, and
this is Bill Carlson, and welcome to 2021.
Tonight, indeed, you are going to meet, or today actually, you're going to meet a truly extraordinary photographer, Christian Nørgaard. You've likely heard of him, or you've probably read about him. Christian is the founder of Better Moments, which offers exclusive photo tours in extreme and remote locations all over the world. He has formally collaborated with some of the top professionals in the field, and that's probably because he is among one of the top professionals in the field, as you'll shortly see. So with that, without further ado, Rodrigo, let's bring in Christian Nørgaard.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hi there.
Wonderful. Hey, so good to see you all.
See you.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Greetings from Copenhagen.
Exactly. Yeah. And it has been a kind of this month of December with a lot of gray weather, but lately it starts snowing. So it's like a winter wonderland up here. So that's really nice. So, and happy Christmas and happy New Year to all of you as well.
Happy New Year.
Well, great. We'd love to dive right into your photography.
Thank you so much.
Much to look at today. I think it's important to start seeing images. And this is an extraordinary image
Thank you so
from
much.
your landscapes. And I'd love to have a few words about it.
For me, it's very important when you go traveling that if you want to do kind of your own photography, you need to spend a lot of time before you actually can do the image of today, so to speak. And in this case, I was traveling in Ethiopia, and I got told there would be a wedding. And when there's a wedding in Ethiopia, the man that is supposed to get married, he needs to jump some bulls. And that is actually what you see right now. And this event is something that will go on for a whole day. So you get to the tribe, as I did very early in the morning, and then you spend 8-10 hours before the whole action will happen. And the whole action is, as we see here, when this young guy, and he actually have to be naked, will jump all the bulls. And this is a split of a second.
Wait, can I just confirm he
Absolutely.
is jumping over a bull?
More than one.
More than one. Male bulls, the kind with horns?
With horns, yeah. And
Okay.
they're very much alive.
Very brave man.
If there was sound in this picture, it was like rocking, like a concert with Rolling Stones. I mean, so much noise. People was playing trumpets and they was clapping their hands, and things was going on like that. It was very hyper. And this guy, he literally have to run, and then he would jump. And if you're not able to jump them all, then he won't get married. That's the end of story for him. The girl won't take him. So it's kind of a very stressful situation for the young guy as well.
Wow.
And also for the photographer, because you have to be concentrated all the time, and sometimes it happens. And in this case,
Which tribe is this? Do you remember?
this is in the Omo Valley.
Mhm.
And honest speaking, I don't remember which tribe this is. It could be the Yenka, as I believe. I'm not quite sure.
We have
A lot of
so many photographs. I hate that these stories are so fantastic, but let's move along with some more images.
Yes, absolutely.
Because this just, we've looked through your portfolio and it's just remarkable today.
Thank you so much.
So let's bring up the next one.
Yeah.
Let me just ask Christian, what are the options for the guy who can't jump the bulls? And I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah.
I'm asking for a friend.
I know. Yeah, but it's literally it's a problem. I guarantee you won't get your girlfriend, because this is a ceremony going on for the whole day, and when it starts in the morning, people are walking in. All the tribes are meeting each other for this big thing, and it's if you ever go to Ethiopia, you should try to see if you can join a bull jump. It's fantastic. It's really very much amazing.
Would that be
That's
a location included in some of your tours that you offer?
Yeah, if it's possible. You see, in this part of the world, it's not organized because of me. I have local people working for me, so I will call them, or they will call me and say, Christian, this place, this tribe, and then maybe we have to drive for 1-2 days just to get there. So I cannot plan it, but if it's possible, we do it absolutely, because it's really something very special actually.
Remarkable photograph.
Beautiful.
Thank you. The reason I think it's a pretty good picture to talk about is because a lot of photographers would discuss should a person look into your lens, or should you not have that contact with the person. And I think that sometimes you actually don't need to have eye contact with a person. I think it actually add in way more to the person who's watching your photography. If you, like in this case, don't have that contact, so you need actually to create that contact yourself when you're looking at the picture. And it's pretty powerful, this one here.
Yeah, and there's a baby as well, and it's probably on a I imagine it's attached to the clothing.
Oh yeah, that's her baby. That's her baby.
Right.
She will carry the baby on the back. In this, you can see her clothing. So the baby's inside her scarf. So yeah, she's carrying the baby on the back.
Incredible picture.
Yeah, thank you so very much.
Yeah.
And that's.
Is the piece that she's wearing more ornamental? I mean, obviously it would impede with speech, with breathing, with eating, drinking. So it's probably more ceremonial or part of.
No, she. I mean, this is a way of dress up. She's a good-looking woman. As bigger this one would be, as more beautiful she would be, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's how it is.
Okay.
And it's pretty. And when you don't have it in the mouth, the mouth will hang like this.
Sure.
It's a big piece of empty hole you have right there. Yeah.
Let me bring one picture that it's one of the strongest from from the series that I've seen from you. It's really remarkable. It's such a.
That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. I mean,
it's
so simple, but at the same time, there's so much going on there, right? Like there is the just the way the look, it's kind of a sad look, but it's also I don't know what was the circumstance at the time, but she looks a bit sad.
Yeah, it's a silent moment for her and for me as well. I still remember taking this photo actually. It was on a hilltop actually also in Ethiopia, and she was walking on the street in the hills, and she had this fantastic, beautiful face, and then I simply just made the photo like that, and yeah, I think it's pretty powerful, yeah. And again,
Well, I was going to say, you mentioned this initially, and I think you've talked about this in some articles that you contributed to, the idea of building trust with your with the people that you are photographing. And it's obvious, it'll become more obvious to those watching this program that you spent a lot of time there. You didn't just show up and intrude. It seems like you were very welcome, that you really developed a relationship.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I could not, for me, regardless of photography, whatever I'm doing, I think respect for other people is very, very important. And as a photographer, you really have to make sure that those people that you're meeting, that you meet them with respect. And if you want to take their portraits, you should also do it with respect and pay attention. If you don't want to be in the picture, don't do it. I can actually claim that I've never taken a picture of a person who didn't want me to take the picture, because I'm not a person who just go inside and start pointing my camera. Wherever I am, I'm never hiding my camera. It's always hanging somewhere so you can see it. And I'm almost 2 meters high. So I'm a big guy, plus 100 kilograms. So I cannot hide myself anyhow. So I'm not, and I don't try to do it. If I walk somewhere, people can tell right away that, this is a white guy from Copenhagen.
You work with a translator wherever you go?
No. You can use your hands, This is food. This is something to drink.
Rodrigo,
I want to speak. That's it.
So we can, this is the next photo. Okay, sure. Yeah, those are kind of universal signs.
I'm just going to say that our friend Pat, he mentioned that this is an interesting point of view, and I was going to ask if you had to step on a stool or something to take the picture, and you just mentioned you're 2 meters high, so that explains everything I needed to know about the perspective.
And literally, she was walking by me like that. That's fantastic situation.
Okay, so next photo.
Wow,
that's remarkable.
This is our
hands.
This is our favorite.
Yeah, that is from Nepal, from Kathmandu, and it was early morning at one of the churches. I think it was maybe on Durban Square. I think it was on Durban Square, and this person was walking by me, and I saw those hands right away, and the face and everything, and it was like I could see those hands was like repeating themselves in the head. So I went for this very tight portrait of the person, and I think it's a wonderful, wonderful portrait. And again, I think actually it's also with respect for the person. I think the person is looking very happy or whatever, do I know? But at least it's not
content. He's content.
Exactly, and that's what it was.
That's with his life.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's a monk, right?
Excuse me?
Is he a monk? A monk?
No, I don't think so. He could be, but it could also be just the way he dressed up. Actually, I'm not. Sometimes, actually, you meet people in Asia who will be monks for a certain time. It could be 6 months, 1 year. And other one, maybe this person is a monk, have been in his whole life, but sometimes it's not really too clear for me. But especially the young people, like boys and girls, even girls goes into and become monks at monk schools.
So guys, we have lots of places with us in this stream. We have people from Minneapolis, we have people from Denmark, from Switzerland, from Brazil, so a very diverse crowd, and that's so awesome. We have questions coming up as well. So our friend Carl Christian, he asks, what type of editing software do you like to use for your completed photographs, and what do you like about it?
First of all, I'm from the old school. When I started to take pictures, it was with the analog camera system. I literally had a film in my camera. Believe it or not, that's how old I am. So all the technique behind my post-production is based on how I did it in the darkroom as a young photographer. So I'm actually using Photoshop, and I'm using 99% of all my time in Photo Raw. And I do very basic post-production actually. I think that I maybe spend 5 minutes on a picture, that's it, because I don't do that much about them. But in Camera Raw, and I try to make it very simple. I try to create the situation I saw, and then at the same time, I really like just to darken the corner a little bit so we can get the focus inside the frame, so to speak. But besides that, that's actually how it is. And lucky all of us who's taking pictures today, that all camera settings is so professional that the white balance is kind of okay all the time. And if not, I will work a little bit with the white balance. But so the short answer is Photo Raw in Photoshop. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now it's still in the theme of religion. This is another picture that we have here that
beautiful.
It's fantastic.
Shot.
It's fantastic. Wow.
Oh, thank you so much. This is also from Kathmandu, and he's a local prayer, and I saw him, and I saw right away that he was very photogenic. And next to this place where I saw him, there was this house, old house, and you could actually walk inside. And inside there was this shadow you can see up in the left corner. And I was thinking, how cool wouldn't that be to have him sitting in that room with the light from the window and make it very simple, and then use this shadow as a corner in the portrait. And that's how it was created.
Wow. Did you reposition him? I mean, did you actually move him?
Yeah. To be honest, because I saw that shadow, I saw how I would like to frame him, and I need to be a little bit smart how to do everything, and also how to put him in the position of the window. So I was asking him to sit where he's sitting right there. You need to do that sometimes, especially if it's portrait like that, where you have the person and you know how you would like to do your portrait. And if the person like you, actually, if the person think this can be a cool portrait for him as well or her as well, then you can work together with this language. That means go to this side, up. We don't need a translator for that.
Yes.
Oh
wow.
Yeah.
That's an incredible shot. It's one of our favorites.
Oh, thank you so very much. So this is about this is in Tibet in China, or actually I don't like to call it China, but that's sadly how it is. But Tibet. But this is from a handcraft shop in Tibet, and those pieces you're looking at is big like that. I mean, they're very big. The thumbs and the fingers and all that. You can see the hammer. This is a long hammer. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I think is nice to look at this one is also because I think that when you go traveling or whatever kind of photography you do, if you just walk on the street, go to the forest, look down, look up, look to the sides, try to find all those small wonders, because they're all over us. If we go to a supermarket, I guarantee you can go to the where they have all the apples or the orange or whatever, and you can do so much photography down, just looking down and then fill out your corners like here. I think it's important that all corners is like inside the frame.
I think that's the dream for most people to go to some of the places that you've been to, and because it does teach you, it gives you the opportunity to practice that lesson that photographers often talk about, which is learning to see differently. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Just looking ahead of you, try looking somewhere else. I mean,
right. I think I mean, when I go traveling, I'm super busy all the time. I will literally from the morning to I go to sleep working, because I like working with my camera. And if you want to keep yourself busy for a whole day, I cannot look for people like you all the time. Say, oh, where's he? Where's she? I would need to really just find to make it going.
Yes.
I think you brought up something that's fascinating, is looking at the four corners of the frame.
Yeah.
You develop the discipline like you have to look at the four corners and then the center of the frame. So many times the early photographers get fixated on just that center of the frame, and a photograph is more than that. But thanks for bringing that up. That's great.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I think it's one of the cornerstones in photography is to define the picture you want to take, and if you have that definition somehow, you will also need to lead into your main player, whatever that could be. And if you have too many busy corners, you actually get it's getting very difficult to get into the main player in your portrait or whatever you're doing. Yeah. Wow. So this one here was I was in up on the border to Afghanistan, and lucky me, I got invited to a wedding, and I was just sitting inside the house. This is on the countryside, and everything is very, very simple. Then all of a sudden, this guy, he showed up, and I was thinking, how cool can you be? I made his portrait, and each time I'm looking at this portrait, it reminds me about South France. This could be from Nice in France. A fisherman.
Yeah.
It could be. He could be from. He's a global person.
Right.
He could be from all over the place.
Right.
And I wanted to do the portrait very, very, straight ahead, not up, not down, but just so we meet his eyes right away, and then this white background, who was the wall in the room. And all the lighting, actually, in all my pictures is not fixed light. Everything is natural light coming from windows or doors or I'm only working with that kind of light. Yeah. When I'm traveling.
Incredible. So
beautiful.
How do you usually approach? You said people always know that you're taking their photos. Are you the kind of photographer that walks to the person and talks to them first, or how do you gain that trust and that that approval that you seem to be to like to have always for your photographs?
I mean, you told me earlier you're from Brazil. I may have could meet you on a restaurant in Brazil or in a cafe, and if I was thinking, wow, he's a cool guy, I want to take his portrait, because if I do that, I can make the combination of this person and the whole scenery, who could be the cafe or whatever. I would somehow send you a signal that I'm a photographer, and I will take your picture. And then, believe it or not, I can feel right away if you're okay about it or not. And if you're not okay about it, I would just then that would be the end of story. But if I could feel that you were okay, because you will drink your coffee, you will go through your newspaper or whatever you were doing, then I will start shooting. And then at one point, you and we will work together, believe it or not, because then okay, he's okay. And if I'm sitting like this, then it's better for the whole thing. And I mean, it's a mix of many things, actually. I never go to a person on the street. I'm very bad as a street photographer. I know those photographers, jing. I don't do that. I like to gain a trust between me and the other person by just being in the room.
From our, the little that I've gotten to know you, not only, are people really comfortable with you, you get invited to weddings, and then ultimately you get added as a beneficiary on their life insurance policy. I mean, like, you're so gregarious and nice, I'm not sure that way can be taught, I mean, I think there are just some natural gifts that you have with people. Right.
No, I think actually it can happen to all of us. I think it's not Yeah.
This one is magical.
This is like an old master. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. The story is, again, I mean, for those who want to, the technique behind this portrait, it's still the daylight, and the daylight comes from an open door. And the reason it's the whole background is dark is also because there's a big contrast between the highlights and the shadow that make the background black, dark, or whatever. And I saw this guy walking on the street on the market, and he was carrying a big box on his shoulder. And I was thinking, how can such an old man carry such a big box? So I was following this guy on the street, and I was taking his pictures from behind, actually, because there was something around the way he was carrying it. And at one point he went into a backyard, and then he was walking up the steps. And I made some very nice shots where he was carrying it up the steps. And then I was thinking, where does he go? So I was just following this guy the whole way up. And then he put down the box, he turned around, looked at me and smiling, and then he was looking out like that. And I took his portrait. And I think that was really
Beautiful.
very nice for me to have that chance.
Beautiful.
It's working the location, working the personalities. I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Well, let me
Absolutely.
bring a few more questions from the audience and some comments as well. So Pat is saying something very nice about your colors, and I
Thank you so
totally
much.
agree. You mentioned that you are from a film school, and I think your digital work looks like film, which is
Well, thank you.
which is what we want, I guess. Right? It's the goal. So I love it. He also asked, what camera and lenses are you using usually?
I make life as easy as possible. I have today I have my Nikon, and then I have a Zoom 2470, and with that one I'm doing 90% of all my travel photography. Especially more or less whatever you have seen so far has been done with that Nikon, or before that I had a Canon, but a little zoom lens, and then sometimes if I want to force myself a little bit, get myself out of my comfort zone, and that's something I can suggest everybody to do, is leave that lens behind you that you usually will use, and instead go out for a whole day only with a 35mm but another lens, actually, because then you will force yourself to rethink how you do your photography. But the answer is actually for travel photography, I think the 2470 in my case is number one, the best lens I can think about. Yeah.
Lovely. Our friend Carl is asking about the influences. So which photographers have influenced your work, and how do you incorporate their techniques into your photographs?
Great question, sir.
Yeah. Lucky me, when I started out as a photographer, I was so lucky that I could get on a scholarship on a newspaper in Copenhagen. So for around 5-6 years, I was working daily at this newspaper. And I would start, the first 2 years I actually spent in a dark room. Believe it or not, I was this guy that they will just drop off all the films, and I would do all the black and white stuff in the dark room. And then later on, I would start working as a photographer and try to get myself out of that stupid dark room. and in that period of time, I got a lot of inspiration for the local guys at the newspaper, because you can see what works, what do not work. But later on in life, I have been very much like to spend time like going to Magnum in New York, their website, and I don't care actually which photographer I'm looking at, because they all have something that is very strong, powerful. It can be in the black and white way of doing the stuff, or it can be in the portrait and so on. But I've been looking a lot from Annie Leibovitz. I mean, when I was young, I was thinking, holy cow, if I can be the next Annie Leibovitz, I would be so lucky. I like the way she was doing her portraits, actually. And I think that I'm using from her, some stuff that I picked up when I was younger. I like this. Something's very simple actually, and you have this strong face, and then sometimes don't be scared about make mistakes, because the small mistakes can make your picture grow actually a lot. And then of course masters like Avedon, Sebastian Delgado. There's a lot of photographers, and but if there should be only one that really inspired me when I was young, it has to be Annie Leibovitz somehow, because I really like the way that she was doing her stuff. Yeah,
wonderful. Our next picture is again another very strong one, and
yeah,
talk us through that, Christian.
Yeah, it's what I try to do as best as possible when I'm in Africa is just stay over together with the tribes. And in this case, I had a tent. My driver had a tent, and we were just staying at this tribes. And this is from the morning. It's just when the sun gets up actually. And he was walking his cattle. You can see he's actually bringing them out. That's what happens every morning. The daily life in a tribe is kind of simple. In the morning, the cattle need to go out on the fields, and that it would be the kids who will walk them out. The man would find a place sitting on a tree and take it easy. That's how. And the women would do all the work. Yeah, more or less. But anyhow,
Am I right in thinking that the mark on his right arm is a designation of what tribe he is
yeah,
with?
Exactly, yeah. And it could, in this case, it's kind of a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see this guy now, but quite often they also have marks in the face, even they're missing one eye, and that's because they have this stick fighting. And that's very brutal actually. Stick fighting is where two tribes invite the strongest guys to fight each other with sticks, and you literally try to punch out the other guy's eyes. So, and you see quite many who only have one eye in those small cities. But this guy is for sure something around his hvad hedder det? The tribe he came from. Yeah.
Christian, did you ever find yourself in danger in one of these expeditions?
No, not really. It's no. That only once. That I actually have a picture somewhere where I'm stranded together with a driver because the car broke down, and I was feeling okay about everything until my driver. I asked the driver actually, am I supposed to be a little bit nervous now? Because I was thinking, are we going to stay over up here on this hilltop? And he said, I don't know. But for 2 weeks ago, there was a driver got killed up here. So I said, let's get out of here. I want to get home now.
Let's not push our luck.
Move along.
Yeah.
No, I think that stay sober. Don't get stupid drunk. Don't go to nightclubs. To be honest, that's where that's where shit happens. That's all young photographers who hang out in a stupid place, 4 o'clock in the morning, very drunk on drugs. But stay sober and treat people with respect. That's absolutely the best thing you can do. Then why should anything happen to you? And use your common sense. I can feel right away if I go somewhere and I can feel this is not right. I'm just gone. I can feel it. That's something from when I was very young. It's always followed me actually, that feeling.
Your intuition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you were in a let's say in a village or in a tribe with very different practices and culture, did you ever was it ever necessary for you to embrace that before you start shooting? Like, did you ever have to start jumping bulls naked or something like that before you get to your?
No, not really. No, not as I can remember.
You can tell us. You can.
Yeah, I know, and I would do that. No, I can't count how many times I've been offering to try to eat something or drink something. I mean, we have all tried that when we go traveling, and I find a good way to say, no, I'm not thirsty, or I will do like this, like, oh, I can't eat right now, because I know this is where all the danger stuff starts. You eat something and you can be sure you can be sick. But I've never had to dance or things like that to take my pictures, not as much I can remember.
Right.
We'll do that next time on Lumen.
Next time, yes.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's get colorful.
Yeah. Oh,
Look
yeah.
at this.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's again. This is how I see it. A question about colors. How when you go and do your your photography, especially when you're traveling, there's so many colorful places, so many colorful backgrounds, and very often actually when you have a strong background, you can almost put anybody in the front of that place. All four of us actually, we could have been standing as he's doing. It would still be a very nice shot, because you have the doors, the green color that's playing so well together. And then again, I like this kind of framing, that you have the two doors leading into our person, and then on the right side, I open up a little bit, because I like you to look at this picture and think that something is going on over there. More things will happen. It's not only the person. So you can also use small tricks like that you can open up a little bit. Then all of a sudden you will walk into the portrait, but you will also walk out again as an audience. So that's my idea about this shot.
That's what struck me about this shot, was it seems like he's emerging from his environment. It's just beautiful.
Looks like
thank you so much. What?
Ectochrome. It looks like ectochrome.
That was a
comment I think
Pat made, or
Beautiful.
one of our viewers made. It looks like ectochrome.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. Yeah. But this one, I don't remember which time of the day, but if it had been maybe late in the day, maybe I've been up in my ISO. So that's why you have this bit of grain. And you know, and the color is as you can see. When I was staying in the dark room as a young guy, I would always have a white piece of paper. So whatever I was doing, my black and white pictures, I would have a white piece of paper put up next to what I was working with, because then I could see what is white and what is not white. Believe it or not, it's actually also, when you're printing at home, you can do the same, because what you're thinking is white or green or yellow or whatever. If you have a 100% white piece of paper and you put it on the top, you can see right away, is this gray, is it black, or what is it? It's a good way to do it. And in this case, it's the same. I think it's very important that this guy, no funny colors or anything like that.
That's a great hack.
Thank you.
Well, Pat asks about the place specifically. Is this his home? Is this a business?
This is, believe it or not, is also from China. Up in the north corner of China, you have this area that is you don't hear that much about it these days, but there's a lot of religion going on, because those people are Muslims, and that's what he is. And this is the street where they have all those small shops, and there's a lot of restriction whether you may do or may not do in that street or in that whole area due to this Chinese government. And this guy, he was actually walking out here. I'm not kidding. He was walking out of this green door, because he has a little shop where I'm standing, where he was selling cakes or bread or something like that. Yeah. So it's from north of China.
Rich.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Let me bring in a couple of questions from the audience.
Yeah.
Carl asks, what motivates you to continue taking photographs? Economically, politically, intellectually, emotionally, or other?
Oh, I just like it a lot. I'm not kidding. As I said, we have been pretty lucky in Denmark. We got some snow lately. And yesterday, who was a Sunday, I spent my whole morning in the forest with a guy driving a mountain bike because I'm testing a smartphone for a company in China, and he was dressed up, just in bicycling clothing, and I had warm jacket and all that. And at one point, he said, "You need to stop, Christian, because I'm freezing a lot." And that's because I'm getting carried away when I'm taking pictures. I really like it a lot. So my passion is my driver. When I start to take pictures, I can go on literally until whatever. So my motivation is just to see things, create stuff with my camera. I really like it a lot.
It's the thing itself. It's just it's capturing the image. It's sort of intrinsically passionate to you.
You get into a groove.
Yeah, but also, four of us is now online together, but we may not know each other. But if I was walking with my camera and I was meeting you, all of a sudden I had 3 new friends I met, because I'm also very open as a person. So we may end up drinking coffee together or walking down the street, and also we have a relationship. We have a friendship going on, and that is also, I like that. Why not? Life is too short not to meet people.
It's kind of a natural extension of your personality.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Addison from Brazil, amazing photographer, friend of mine. He's asking, what advice would you like to leave for the new generation?
Go out and take pictures. It's literally what's all about. And the difference from when I was starting up is that today you can literally get a 256 gigabyte memory card, and you can fill it up. And when I was starting up as a photographer, that was 37 shots in a film. And a film at that time cost me maybe $15, and that was a lot of money. So I had to be very careful how many pictures I could take. Mm-hmm. But today, my God, go out, take pictures, and by doing so, also you start to defining your own style as well. We all hear very often this that photographer or artist or whoever say, go and find your own style, but it's very difficult. But what you need to do is for sure taking picture, because this is how you grow and you get better or whatever. You see more things actually. So my best advice to the next generation is do as all of us have done: take a lot of pictures.
Wonderful. Another question is: do you send the photographs to the people you shoot, or do you just show them on your camera screen? How do you share that moment with your subjects?
Yeah, you make me very guilty when you ask me that question, because it's not possible for me actually. I wish. Because it would be very good manner actually to have a little printer and give people a picture, because quite many of those we have seen so far don't have a picture of themselves. But only speaking, no, I don't, because I may meet 50 people every day when I'm traveling, and I don't keep track with that. But a good friend of mine who's a traveler, and he's a journalist. He have this little printer hooked up to his smartphone. So when he do an interview with somebody on the street and he take the picture, he print them and give them to the person. And I've been thinking about the same in some situations, yeah. But a short answer is sadly no, I don't.
That's nice. Well, you talked a little bit about snow just a while ago, so.
That's a remarkable shot. As soon as I saw that the first time, I said, "A lion in winter." It's so unique. Yeah. Amazing image.
Thank you so much. This is from Finland, and the reason I think it is nice for all of us also to look at landscape pictures as this is that if you don't have time to go out every day and take pictures of people or whatever your passion is about, then I can guarantee you go out and do landscape or buildings or whatever, because this is kind of the cornerstone the most fundamental in all photography is landscape photography, because first of all, it's easy to do because this tree would stand there for the whole day. It doesn't run away. And the other thing is that now, when you see the tree, you have all the time you need to really work with four corners, have something leading into the main player that is the tree in this situation. And it helps you a lot when you do photography afterwards, because you start to think, okay, I would like to have four clean corners, nothing that make me stressful, and I want something simple in the middle. So that's why I thought it would be nice for us to showcase some landscape as well, just to make us all aware about how important the landscape is for our photography as well.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's beautiful. We're almost at the end of our stream, but I couldn't finish this before talking a little bit about your about better moments. So can you tell us a little bit about that, Christian? Because I think it's just something fantastic that you offer. That it's I mean, I'll let you tell everyone about it, but it's just incredible.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty lucky in the sense of that I have this life philosophy that I only want to do things that I really care about, that I like to do. So for around 18 years ago, I decided to make a global platform for all of us who have this great passion for photography. And then on this platform, invite high-end photographers from all over the world to run workshops together with my company, Better Moments. And that's how it is today. Sadly, last year, as we all know, has been a disaster because we can't go traveling. But we're starting to get out and explore the world again. So Better Moment is actually just a platform where you can sign up for a workshop about landscape photography or travel photography, and then you can combine it with the photographer that you like to learn from, because we have photographers from National Geographic. We have photographers who's very strong in landscape. We have different kind of photographers, and of course you have me as well. I'm also running workshops, so I would love to see you all out there. That's absolutely how it is.
Well, excuse me, Rodrigo. I have to admit that I've been editing myself a lot in this hour, and that's why I'm sweating, because I'm restraining myself. You're the kind of person that I could. There are so many things I want to talk about with you, politically, socially, global issues, and as they relate to photography, philosophical issues. And getting a camera and taking thousands of images, because you can do that now. And then that brings to mind the idea that, at one point in time, there was no delete function on a camera. So you really had to develop the discipline of choosing your image. So there's so many things that I want to talk about. And this leads me to my point, which is I want to let the audience know that we are launching a whole new series, Evenings with. These are premium events where you can spend an evening with Christian Nørgaard and others. And we're going to be starting that, probably as soon as a couple of weeks from now. We'll probably have our first event. And so that would be the time to do that. And, go hog wild, and I'll be on there and probably, hogging the whole time. But really, I think that's what's so special, is because people are interested in you and hearing not just about your photography, but what you think about a lot of different things. And
I think that's a very good idea. I'm right here. You just call me. I'm pretty easy these days because I'm just like the rest of you. I'm stranded. No, that would be a great pleasure for me. Very much, actually.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be like special, because we know that these talks are wonderful and everyone loves them. But you have no idea how. I mean, you do have an idea. You run your Better Moments enterprise, but people really thirsty for knowledge and for learning how things are done and how to do it properly. And it's interesting to learn about because I feel like your technique has a lot to do with your personality, just like Denise said.
Oh,
It's a lot about how you are. The way you approach people is not just a technique. It's just because you're a nice guy. You know, that's why you let them know they are being photographed, because you are kind, because you're nice. I mean, I'm not going to say you're the nicest guest we've ever had. I just did. But
thank you so much.
Our other guests might be listening, so
I'm sure they're just as nice as I am.
We have a field where nice guys don't finish last, right?
Yeah. Well, so just to end on a fun note, I would like to bring this picture here, and I'll let you say everything that it needs to be said about it.
Oh yeah, my God. Yeah, that's actually how it is to work in the field. You know, somebody asked me, is it dangerous to do my job? And here you see how dangerous it is. This is from Burma. It's a workshop Stu McCurry and we were running. Or actually, it's Stu McCurry who's running his workshop, but I will assist him as we did on this workshop. And this is at a monastery, and the hammer is not supposed to hit me, but one of the big bells inside.
The big gong.
Yeah, exactly.
With the brass gong.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So with that great memory in mind, I really want to thank all of you, and also all those who have been spending time with us, because it has been wonderful to share some of our work, my work in this case. But from my point of view, the most important is to share our passion for photography. And today it was me, but next time there's another person, and so on. And let's all keep up this passion for photography, because this is what's so important for all of us. That's what keeps us getting up every morning. So from a graceful heart, thank you so very much.
Well, we still have time. So Rodrigo, that we only saw the first one in the landscapes. Let's see a few more landscapes.
Okay, absolutely.
I think we've got a few more in the file.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Whatever. I'm very open about it. Yes.
We're not letting you go that easy, Christian.
No, sorry. I thought
we're not letting you off the hook.
Part 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but this is now we are walking back and looking at landscape again. And as we see some of my portraits, it's about the definition of a person. Like we saw this guy with the hands, and that's, I tried to make this combination of his hands and his head. And in this case, it's landscape, and it's kind of the same technique. I like to try to have peaceful corners and then merge those abstract things into each other, as you can see here. What is some sand dunes in the blue hours. Talking about colors, I actually think I have brought this up in colors actually to be frankly speaking. But those sand dunes is the foreground, and the mountain is as we can all see the background, and I like this kind of curves meeting each other in this beautiful landscape. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture. And this one, let me bring it up. Here it is.
Remarkable.
Wow.
Texture.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, texture. Exactly. You know, we were talking about this before this. Look down with your camera. Maybe things are going on underneath of you. In this case, it's from Iceland, and it's some of those stones, the structure that happens due to the combination of volcano stream falling down, and then years on this beach side where the water have just been washing up and down those stones.
Wow.
And I like this kind of structure, as we can see here. And then again, try when you do things like this, the main place what we see in the middle, and then the peaceful corners would lead us into what happens in the middle. But thank you for showing that picture. I like it a lot too. I really find
it brings to mind the old sage. I think it was Ernst Haas that said, "It's the photography is the art of selection. You don't start with a blank canvas. You select."
Yeah.
You've done such a gorgeous job of illustrating that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're more of a painter than you are a photographer.
Painter with light.
You're painting.
That could be.
It's a spectacular shot.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's early morning in China. It's calling the Rainbow Mountains, and how much that there's actually not that much to say about it, except that it was a wonderful place to experience this in the very morning, and then we can see on the top the sun is just kissing
the top of the
yeah, what was very nice. And that is also something we could spend just some little bit time about, is that photography is about lighting. So you need to really, when you go to a place, the first thing I do is actually look at my watch when I'm landing. I say, okay, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, it's the blue hour. Then I know from now on, this is the blue hour. And because the light is so important for your photography. So if you want to make this shot here, that literally everybody in the whole world can do this picture, but not all of us would get up 3 o'clock in the morning and spend God knows how long time on a truck to get there. But if you do that, you can do exactly the same shot. So timing about lighting is very important.
You're chasing the light. You're chasing the light.
Chasing the light. The compositions will come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we have. It's interesting that this is becoming a recurring theme for us. That we're learning more and more from from you and our other guests as well. How the importance of getting there. Going to the place you want to shoot.
Yeah.
That's step one, right? How to get this picture? Well, first of all, get there.
You need to be there.
Right. You need to be there. Step one: wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up, jump a bowl, and get there. Just do the thing.
And don't eat too much local food, because then you will end up at the hotel.
Step 2, jump the bowl.
Right.
Jump the bowl.
Land.
Yeah.
Christian, you are going to be our. Oh God! Well, first we got to look at this.
We had
image.
to show this one.
Yes.
What
is this? This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's rivers. This is rivers going together, melting together.
A delta.
And it melted together, yes. So what you're actually looking at is rivers, and this is from Iceland. From it's 3 hours outside when you go up the north of Reykjavik, and in this case, to make this kind of photography, you need to fly over it. So this is done from a helicopter, where you're literally just pointing down all those rivers. And isn't that just beautiful? I think this is just very beautiful. But you see,
it's still unique. It's very much like in our first show with Commander Wirtz. He had a shot that he did from the space station to Papua New Guinea.
Wow,
a very similar feel at a unique time of day, as this was for you.
You can get a free workshop with me if you take me into the air next time.
I think that's a very good workshop.
That's quite a deal. That's quite
a bigger helicopter.
Yeah. But this kind of photography can be done all over the world. It's a question about finding areas where you have rivers, and that's actually it. Yeah. Of course, if the color of the rivers, depending where in the world you are. But I know that like in Brazil, you have a lot of rivers going together, and if you're just pointing down, I guarantee you have the same structure in the water with the brown colors, the white colors, and all that. Or if you're in Denmark, you go to the coastline where you have a lot of water washing up and down the beach side. Then it's actually you can stand, just shoot down in the sand. You get the same patterns. This is a huge area, but you can do exactly the same just in a space like this on if you walk down the beach where the water just make the same pattern in the sand.
How high up was the sun on this one?
It's around we maybe 20, 25 meters, maybe a bit higher. It depends.
No, I mean
a little bit.
I mean the sun. How is it? Is it sundown? Is it what was the?
Yeah, but on Iceland,
time of day.
Because on Iceland you have the long days.
Yeah, and the sun comes and goes the whole day.
Right.
So to be quite honest, what you do is would be happy that the pilot would take you into the thin air, because that very often you will cancel it due to the weather situation.
Mhm.
So you take it as it comes. But in this case here, I think it was a little bit of sun midday, some cloudy weather, and then the sun was coming down and lighting it up. Yeah. And talking about post-production, this one is the same. I haven't done much about this because it's literally how it is. It
speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's very much beautiful. Yeah.
You should be sponsored to come back and shoot some of these places year after year to see the effect of global warming.
Correct.
You know, Hertz did a series on the Aral Sea and how it was year after year, and I think it's applicable too.
Yep, very true. Very true.
Yeah,
the world is changing.
Yeah, I'm traveling a lot in Greenland, and that's the same up there. It's
it's
the ice melt.
It's tough.
That gets into some of the subjects we like to have in our evening chats.
Mm-hmm.
That would be important to have a unique perspective.
Yes.
On the changes in our world.
Definitely.
Yeah. But thanks God, there is some photographers who do that actually, and some it's better at it than other. I know photographers who actually turn it into art somehow, because you actually have some places in Spain as well where you have a lot of pollution, and if you look at it from upside down, it looks really cool. I guarantee you. I mean, if I didn't tell you there was pollution, you would put it on the wall and think, "Wow, this is damn cool." But I don't think that's the way we should handle it. You know, I think that we shouldn't turn it into art. We should turn it into what it is: pollution.
Yeah. Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, on a happy note, you're going to be our guinea pig for this new segment. We're launching this new segment.
Oh yeah, okay, that's good.
And it's called Lumino Needs to Know.
Okay.
And we haven't developed a jingle for it yet. It'll be maybe some viewer can come up with something like Lumino Needs to Know. I don't know. I'll just go with it. All right. And these are just, these are quick questions. It's kind of a ripoff from James Lipton's Inside the Acting Studio, the Bernard Pivot. But first question. Speed round.
Okay, yeah.
So this should be easy. So Christian, what was your first camera?
My first camera was an Olympus, I think. Very simple Olympus camera way back when I was very young.
Okay.
Very simple camera. Yeah.
Simple camera. If you could photograph anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Believe it or not, when I was a student, I did a lot of boxing. Of some reason, there was something would go on in Copenhagen in the night, and not many photographers from my newspaper want to go there and do boxing because it was too much for them. But I loved it. I loved to sit there and you was punching each other, and you have all that. I thought it was a lot of fun actually. So if I should do something there, I think Mike Tyson somehow. I think he's such a crazy guy that could be a portrait to take. I don't know. But you asked me, Mike Tyson, why not?
Mike Tyson, okay.
Now with his Maori tattoo.
Exactly, something like that, yeah.
Who or what has inspired you the most as an artist?
Myself, I think, to be honest, to capture things that I even didn't know about or would like to know about. That photography have brought me many great experience in life. Experience that I would never have experienced if it wasn't because of photography, and that's the very true. Yeah.
Wow.
I've met people that I would never meet if it wasn't because of my camera.
I see.
Yeah.
If you could ask one question of a photographer whose work you admire or whose work intrigues you, what would that question be?
Yeah.
Maybe Annie Leibovitz. You've mentioned Annie Leibovitz. What would you ask Annie Leibovitz?
From where she got her power to convince people to do the portrait that she's doing.
Mhm.
I saw once that she was doing a portrait of the Queen of England, and the Queen walked into Annie Leibovitz, and then Annie Leibovitz, she said, "I would like to take this portrait without the crown." And she said, "No way, that cannot happen." And then Annie Leibovitz, she was so cool. She said, "Okay, then we do one with and one without." And then Annie Leibovitz grabbed the crown, took it out, took this portrait and put it back. I would like to know how she did that.
It's called chutzpah.
That could be. Yeah.
Next question. What career other than photography would you pursue if you could?
Yeah, I think I like to make art. I think I will turn into art somehow. I would probably maybe painting or something like that. That's maybe the way I would go. I don't know.
Okay.
But photography is a wonderful bridge between many things.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it is actually.
What is the biggest misconception that people have about photography or photographers?
That's a good question. Maybe they overestimate us sometimes, thinks that we're more than we are. We're just simple people actually with a passion for photography. I meet a lot of people who, a good friend of mine, he's a carpenter. I'm wondering very often, how can he do that with his hands? So yeah, that could be.
All right, here's the next question. Film or digital?
Digital.
All right.
I tell you, I would never in my whole life go back in a dark room. If you cannot even force me, I guarantee you. I've done my time. I've done my time. Standing in that smell, my God, no way. Digital is wonderful. For me, it is.
And our last question is, if you knew then what you know now, what would you tell the younger you who was just starting out? What advice would you give your younger self?
Go out and take as many pictures as possible. That's if I made any mistake, I was thinking too much about it. I should just, I've never missed anything anyhow, but I could have taken way more than I did, way more. So just shoot away. That's the best advice.
Great advice.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, with that, I want to thank you, Christian, for taking the time to be with us and to be with the audience. You really shared a lot about yourself, and we are appreciative of that.
Well, thank you so very much.
And so thank you.
Thank you for sharing your images.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. It has been wonderful for me. It's a nice way of spending an easy hour. Fantastic for me.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Christian, and everyone. To know more about Christian and his fantastic work, you can go to Christian. Let me know if this is right, but you can go to bettermoments.com.
Yeah.
And then learn all about the amazing work that Christian does, and see him and his beginner friends like Steve McCurry and others. Right,
Novices.
Yeah, novices. Yes. So, Christian, thank you so much, everyone. Just subscribe so you can learn about our next stream. Go to luminocenter.com, sign up to our newsletter, and we talk again later. All right. Goodbye.
And for I need to say thank you so much for keeping up the spirit around photography. That's well done. Thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much.
That's what it's all about.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.